Gemini AI Assistant is rolling into cars with Google built in, turning rigid voice commands into more natural driving conversations. The upgrade could reduce friction for drivers, but availability, language support, automaker coverage, and data integration still define the real reach. The confirmed event is that Google announced Gemini support for cars with Google built in, with GM vehicles from model year 2022 and newer highlighted as part of the rollout. The reason this belongs in a crypto news read is that generative AI is moving from phones and browsers into everyday interfaces where hands-free control and context can matter. The opening pressure point is Gemini enters Google built-in cars against conversation promise with rollout limits. The first confirmed detail is Gemini is coming to cars with Google built-in, and the immediate reason to care is that GM highlighted about 4M eligible vehicles. That means the viewer should track upgrade prompts and brand expansion instead of treating the first reaction as the whole story. The baseline keeps the story grounded. The confirmed baseline is a US English rollout for compatible cars with Google built-in. General Motors said Gemini is coming to about 4 million vehicles across Cadillac, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Without that frame, it is too easy to treat the event as bigger or cleaner than the evidence supports. The two facts that set the baseline are clear. The rollout begins in US English, and compatible older cars can receive updates. That frame keeps GM mentions about 4M vehicles connected to the actual consequence, rather than floating as an isolated statistic. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. In the Gemini AI Assistant story, the mechanism is straightforward but important. The mechanism is contextual voice control. The system can understand freer requests and use maps or vehicle data to answer follow-up questions. Drivers can ask for route-aware restaurants, control climate and media, manage messages, and request vehicle information hands-free. The viewer should focus on how that mechanism changes access, risk, cost, or trust. In practice, contextual voice control replaces commands, is the hinge between the confirmed event and the next market or user response. The mechanism split is simple. Drivers can ask freer route-based questions, while follow-ups can use maps and vehicle context. If that hinge fails, the strongest title-level claim loses force even if the story keeps attracting attention. The affected side is where the story becomes practical. Drivers, automakers, Google built-in users, infotainment competitors, and app ecosystems are affected. The practical consequence is a car interface that can handle multi-step tasks without the driver memorizing commands. The rollout could make in-car AI a mainstream product test, especially if compatible older vehicles receive software updates. The useful boundary is that drivers get hands-free task handling, while automaker and language coverage is open. The impact split is messages, and controls can stay hands-free, and real value depends on reliable responses. That keeps the impact focused on the people, markets, or systems actually named in the evidence. The confirmed facts stop before the unresolved piece. What remains unclear is the full list of automakers, region expansion, language timing, and depth of Gmail or calendar integration. That does not prove that every car with Google services will receive the same feature set immediately. A better read needs automaker lists, rollout prompts, language support, and feature availability would clarify coverage. This is the line between analysis and speculation. The unresolved split is automaker coverage is not fully named, and future Google service depth is still open. The story can stay important, while automaker and language coverage is open remains unresolved, but the stronger claim needs visible proof. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. The clean trigger to track is this: watch compatible vehicle prompts, automaker announcements, and the expansion beyond US English. If drivers receive upgrade prompts across more brands and regions, the story can move from US rollout into fleet expansion. For Gemini AI Assistant, that is the follow-through that matters. The trigger split is upgrade prompts will show actual reach, and more languages would expand the product. If that trigger does not arrive, the story may stay in US rollout longer than early attention suggests. If it does arrive, fleet expansion becomes easier to evaluate with facts instead of assumptions.